everyone, so today I wanted to share with you my favorite fake tanners and some tips and tricks and how I do it. I won't be demonstrating it, obviously. I would never dream of getting my body out, but I will try to explain to you as well as I can. Okay, so I started preparing for my self-tanning very early spring, when probably a month before I know it's going to start getting warmer and I need, I will start fake tanning. And for that you need to exfoliate the skin that's been growing on you the whole winter. And believe me, all those granulated scrubs are not going to do it. The best thing to use is one of these. And I've done a video a long time ago. These are like the original Turkish exfoliating gloves. It is made out of a special cotton. It's quite rough. I don't know how it works. This one is called kelebek, and it's something to do, that's it, kese glove. And I don't know if they come from Turkey or Morocco originally. You can get these on eBay for not very much money at all. I will try to find a seller that I get them from. But basically what you do, you soak yourself in a bath without any oils, any bubble bath, just plain water. Soak yourself in a warm water for about 10 minutes, and then wet this glove, wring it. You can sort of tie it around your wrist like this, and you start scrubbing. At first you will think nothing is happening. You go like this and like that, and suddenly it happens. It's horrifying. It's horrifying because it looks all black, almost blue. Just this rows and rows of bits of skin coming off of you. Honestly, it's disgusting but very satisfying at the same time. And you have to keep doing that. You don't rinse the glove because it almost, the more skin it has on it, the more skin it takes off, if that makes sense. So I will do that once a week, that month before I'm preparing my skin for self-tanning, because believe me, those little scrubby, granular body scrubs are not gonna get, unless you are very good and you exfoliate every time you're in a shower or bath throughout the whole year, then maybe yes, you're fine. But I don't do much exfoliating in the winter, so that works a treat. Then once you've done that the month before, then in every shower I will use these. They are like those nylon scratchy gloves, and you can pick them up for, sorry, these things are all white, so whenever I put it in front of my face then I get all orange, I think. They don't cost much money. I have two of those obviously, but I just brought one. And that's when I will use, for example, I've got here the He-She exfoliating body wash, and I will wet the gloves, I will spread the exfoliating wash and do it with the gloves. It gives you give yourself also like this body massage that brings the blood, you know, circulating, so that's quite good for you as well. And it will help, the gloves will help work a bit harder than just the granulated body scrub on its own. So that I will do in every shower or every bath. Well, maybe not every, but more than once a week. Now, just before I want to use self-tan, and to me this is very important. I think a lot of people do it totally different way. I have a shower the day before that I want to fake tan. I shave, I exfoliate again and moisturize. Okay, I moisturize my body and I don't tan that day. I tan the next day. I think a lot of times people say that you just have a shower, get out dry and start tanning. I think that you can never dry your body completely. You will still have, it be still somewhat damp, and it will dilute the self-tanner. So I don't ever do it on the same day I've had the shower, and I do it the next day. Now, before I actually apply my self-tanner, I don't put any moisturizers. You know, like you get advice, put moisturizer on your elbows, on your knees, on your ankles. Again, when you do that and then you start putting the fake tan on, I usually do it with a glove, and you go over the moisturizing bit, then you start spreading that moisturizer a bit all over the place, and or you get streaky or you diluting your tan again. I do it a bit differently because I already moisturized the night before. These bits, after being exfoliated and moisturized, shouldn't be dry anyway. Okay, so today, let's say I've done all the preparations that I've just told you about, and today is the day that I'm going to apply my tan. So how I do it, I always use one of the mitts. This is from Hishi, but you can use any mitt. You know, these are the tanning mitts. I think they are the best things. I've tried it with the rubber gloves, which I probably have here, with rubber gloves or just with my fingers. Then you've got the bother of trying to wash your hands. I find mitt the best. So I start with my legs, and I start with just above my ankle. So I will, whatever tan I'm using, doesn't matter what tan I'm using, I always do it that way. I start above my ankles, I leave my ankles and my feet free, and I do the bottom of my leg up to my knee first, on both legs. And then with whatever I have left on a mitt, I will stroke my feet from ankles down to my toes. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that, because if I do my legs right up to my bottom, then when you need to bend over to do your feet, you're gonna get the transfer from your legs onto your body. Okay, so that's why I do it that way. I do my legs from the ankles up to my knees, then I do my feet, then I do my thighs. Okay, after that I do my arms and the front of me here. So with my right hand I will do my left side, and again here I'm gonna start from my wrists up, and I apply the tan everywhere with my glove here, and then I start here, then I do it with the other side. I don't do my back much. I will do as much as I can reach, because I usually have clothes on, obviously, and by the time that I'm walking, it's so hot that I wear like off-shoulders tops, I usually already have a natural tan, so it's not so important my back. So when I've done that, again, with whatever is left, I'm gonna pull it and stroke it through my hands. And it's very, very tempting sometimes thinking, oh, that doesn't look very dark. But believe me, and I do it all the time myself when I'm not paying attention. If you put too much, your hand's gonna so grab hold of it. The next day they'll be orange. And I've had orange hands, they look very unnatural myself. You've probably seen it a few times. And that's how I do it. Sometimes, if you think you've overdone the hands, I leave all the feet. I leave it for about half an hour. Then I take any moisturizer, and I will squeeze some in my hands, rub it in my hands, rub it in my feet up to my ankles, and the same with my hands. That should dilute the self-tanner a bit and make it a bit more even, you know, if you put the moisturizer. So I prefer to put the moisturizer on after the tanning. You can do the same with your elbows and your knees, but about half an hour after you've applied your self-tan. And 8 times out of 10 I get really good even tan on my hands and feet. The rest, with the tans that I use, is always perfect and flawless. It's the feet and hands that are a bit tricky. So that's how I do my preparation and my actual application. Now I tell you about my favorite tanners. So one of my favorite tanners always has been is a Fake Bake Flawless. This is a liquid. When you get it, you will have a cap on, and you will get the spray separately. It is just a very dark liquid. What you do, I just spray it on my glove. I don't spray it on myself, but you can. And I start spreading it. It's got a guide color, so you can see exactly where you're putting it. It's very quick, dries really quickly, and it's a beautiful color and streak free. The only problem is it has the fake tan smell. Oh, hope I didn't get on my nose. It's not so bad while you're applying it, but when it is developing, you can definitely smell it, and the day after. So lately, I'm sure I've shown you in one of my haul videos, I've discovered the FACE-Estee Express Liquid Tan. And this is amazing. It is amazing because, again, it's a liquid. The only thing is I wish it had a pump, but then maybe not, because when you use the pump, even when you're spraying it on your glove, it still seems to go everywhere. Whereas the liquid has got just a little hole in here. You pour that into your glove and start spreading. This one is amazing because you get instant tan, again, because it's got guide color, and dries really quickly. But this one gives you the color you're gonna be. You know, like with a lot of fake tans, as it is developing, it's getting darker and darker, and you start looking silly, so you know you can't go out anywhere. You just have to sleep in it and wash it off. Whereas this one doesn't really go silly dark. It just goes to the color that's you're gonna stay. Very, very natural golden color. This one is in medium. And the best thing about it is this thing does not have any smell. It's also alcohol free, I think, this one. Yes. It's got no smell. Nice, bad, no smell whatsoever. And also as it develops, doesn't have any smell. And the next day. So I would say that right now, this is probably one of my favorites, because the Fake Bake, like I said, I still like it, but it smells. This doesn't. The latest thing that I have bought is the Marisa Carter. She's an Irish beauty editor, beauty personality, Cocoa Brown, and this is 1 Hour Tan Moss. This is, again, amazing. I would say that the two most favorite formulas for me are mousses and just liquids. I don't like creams, I don't like gels, don't like any other things. Mousse and gel is my friend. And with that, again, I shake it, I spray the mousse on my glove and start spreading it around. What I love about this one, again, this one doesn't smell bad at all. And this one you can wash off after 1 hour. So you don't have to sleep in it. If you are prepared and you're thinking, I'm going somewhere tonight and I need a quick tan, I've got no time to sleep in it, you apply this. After 1 hour you will have lightish tan, 2 hours a bit darker, and after 3 hours the optimum color that you can get out of that. I wouldn't say it is very dark, depends what you consider dark. I like my self-tan to be quite dark. But yes, I really, really like it. It's very pleasant, and like I said, for speedy application is great. And the last one, my new purchase, is the Saint-Tropez Self-Tan Lux Oil. Now, this one was a bit tricky to apply because you know, it's got this little hole and you have to shake it really well. It doesn't really have guide color as such. It's more of a shimmer that you get, so you see where you've put it on. It should be a bit more moisturizing, but I am not a fan. I think this is brilliant for feet and hands because it has that oil, so it gives you much more even application. It smells very strongly of lemongrass, very spa-like smell, but that goes away pretty quickly. It is okay. Some people love it. I don't love it. I think it's good and it's got its place. It's tricky to apply because you have to really soak the mitt first a bit with the oil, otherwise you're not getting any. It is quite easy to spread, I would say. It dries pretty quickly, so do it in sections. But it stayed quite tacky for a long time. Far too long for me. I like to apply something, get dressed, and that's it. And I get that with the others that I've shown you. But this stays tacky for a bit. What do they say? How quickly shall you dress yourself? Well, it says wait until dry to touch, which takes a bit of time. Too long for me anyway. It is pleasant, but I found, like I find with all Saint-Tropez tans, I've never been a big fan of Saint-Tropez. I've purchased this one because it was new, something new oil, and I wanted to try it. And like I said, it's quite good for feet and hands. The colour is quite nice, but I found it wearing off quite patchy. So it's okay, but not my favourite. This Saint-Tropez bronzing mousse is not too bad. But again, not my favourite. And Fake Bake 5 minute mousse. The idea of this one is that you can put it on, wait 5 minutes, and you can get dressed and go about your day, and your tan will develop. It's not that it develops in 5 minutes. You get little, very, very faint guide color, but you can go out. You shouldn't rub off on your clothes. It's got this color lockdown formula. It's streak free, blah blah blah. Great idea, but to be honest, to me that hardly gave me any color. So maybe if you are very, very, very pale and you want just a bit of color, that might be good for you. So again, this is not my favorite. So like I said, I've shown you my 3 very favorites, and the other ones are okay. This L'Oreal Sublime Bronze, I am not fan of sprays because I think you can, of sprays like that you're just supposed to, you know, airbrush it, because I don't think you ever get even application. But what I use this for, and this one's called Express Pro Self Tanning Dry Mist. I use this sometimes for my face. I don't like applying fake tans really with my mitt all over my face. I've got a special one for face that is like in a cream formula. I might do that, but I don't really need to because I just use makeup, so I bronze my face or whatever. But sometimes, to add a bit of colour, in the evening before I go to bed, I will just spray that on my face and a bit down my neck, and that's it. That's what I'll use this for. So it's not like my main tanner. So yes, these were my favourite. If I had to choose one, the most favourite right now would be the He/She tan, then probably this one, Cocoa Brown, and then my Saint-Tropez Flawless. They would be my 3 top self-tanners. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope this was in some way helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye!